Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Kara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another video. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. It is a tag video and I love tags, but this is a tag I've never done before because I never knew it existed. And it's also a collab video with my friend Jamie over at I Am JAMILA. She created a tag called the Black Excellence tag and she asked to collab on it with me. And I was like looking at the questions and I'm like, these are going to be some thought-provoking questions. And I just thought it would be a really good tag to do. So if you want to know a little more about the tag and hear the questions and my answers, well, that's what you would be clicking on the video for. Keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. If makeup is your therapy and your love, you're trying to make some better decisions for 2022 and you're looking for a makeup community that's doing the same thing, definitely consider joining because we'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So if you're not familiar with Jamie, her channel is I Am JAMILA. Let's see, I think she found my channel before she started hers. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud to see her grow the way that she has. She's got a great personality and she really loves finding, especially luxury makeup at bargain prices, but she wears all types of makeup. And she's beautiful. She's got a great personality, if I didn't already say that. And she does some really, really stunning eye looks too. I always try to catch her videos when I can at her premieres. So her video is gonna be linked in the description box. And again, she created this tag. So Jamie, thank you for challenging me and asking me to do this with you because I'm really excited. All right, I kind of felt a little nervous, not sure why. I think it's just because the questions are thought-provoking, as I said, and let's just go ahead and get started. There are 9 questions to this tag, and the first one is, what does Black History Month mean to you? So I think Black History Month is necessary, but I think it's also just a reminder of why it was needed in the first place. I also look at it from a teaching standpoint. This is just a time for me to continue because I don't just leave Black History Month in Black History Month. It's a time for me to continue to show my students, no matter what race they are, just the contributions that Black people have had in our country. And I think it's important. And I don't want to say this in the wrong way, but it's beyond the people that we all know about, such as Martin Luther King and like Rosa Parks and Ruby Bridges. We've been talking about people that may not be commonly known. And I think it's just important for the kids to know, especially the Black children, just how much of a hand we've had in everything, because the representation isn't always there. And when it is there, I think it's so important for children, especially, to see themselves and just to make sure that what we do in Black History Month continues outside of it. In fact, there was one school where I taught in Baltimore City where we didn't celebrate Black History Month until May because around this time, there would be such a big push on teaching the skills for standardized tests. So Black History Month was kind of like pushed to the wayside. So instead of just doing like a half job with, having, presentations and special things, our principal waited until May. And May is a longer month and it's after like all the testing is over. And it was always a really cool time because there wasn't any stress and everybody was really relaxed. And I thought that was a really cool idea. That was very unique. That was just at one school where I was. I really, really liked that idea. Yeah, that's what Black History Month means to me. I hope I answered that question and I hope my answer made sense. I feel like I'm like, those interviews for like the beauty pageants? That's how I feel right now. Question number 2, who's your favorite Black beauty influencer? It's really hard to choose that because there are several, but I'm gonna have to go with Kinky Sweat. I just really identified with her from the first time I saw her video, you know, like she's kind of quirky. She says words funny, kind of like I do, like when she says a palette is made in Italy, and you know, she cracks me up. She really does. I love her personality so much. It really reminds me of me a little bit. The one thing I really enjoy when watching her videos is her thoroughness. I love especially how she's able to really see slight differences in color tones. And I'm just not there yet. So I'm always in awe of how she analyzes color, because I say all the pinks that Pat McGrath has done, you know, are pretty much the same. And I mean, she will find that difference. And I'll be like, oh, I see it now, but I definitely wouldn't have seen it if it wasn't for Miss Kinky Sweat. I just watched a video of her where she was talking about favorite brushes, and you know, she really loves the Fude brushes. And I told her, I said, I could listen to you talk about these brushes all day, even though I may not have an interest, but just the knowledge that she has, I just love it. She seems like a very genuine person. We both love Melt. And one time I may have sent her a message or something, and she sent me like a video message back, and she's like, Kara, and I was like, I just was like, I can't believe that you took the time to message me and video message me, you know? And she was talking about the Melt 27 palette. I hadn't had it at that point, and she was wearing it, and I was just like, I probably like screenshotted it and saved it somewhere on my phone, because I just couldn't believe that she took the time to do that. I love seeing what she does outside of the makeup. And I have another friend here on YouTube. Her name is Ava Lynn, and I'll link her video too. She did a tribute to Kinky Sweat, and I remember Kinky Sweat commenting on it, but I didn't know that she originally started like as a hair channel, and how she took a hiatus and came back, you know, was doing the makeup thing. So it's just really cool to kind of look back and see that evolution. And you know, because I jumped in this game kind of late, and she was already very established at what she does, but I really do respect her, and I think she's amazing. Next question is super easy. What is your favorite Black owned beauty brand? It's Pat McGrath. You may not know the story, but I think I may have been doing my makeup for a year maybe before I finally decided to click on, it was the bronze, the 5th palette. It's either Bronze Temptation or Bronze Seduction, the one with the red special shade. That was the latest one, I think, being sold at the time at Sephora. And I was just like, $125 for what? Like, I didn't get it. Like, I'll be honest, I felt like ColourPop was the bee's knees. Don't. This might have even been before, was it before KKW Beauty? Because ColourPop, Urban Decay, those were like my gateway brands. And I was just like, I would never pay that for a palette. Like, I don't know who this person is. I mean, I thought it was a man. I'm just letting you know. I don't know why, but I had no idea. And one day I just decided to look up Pat McGrath, or maybe I saw a video. It might have been like Mel Thompson or maybe Kinky Sweat. And I was just like, what is the deal? Like, what is the deal? And y'all, when I saw that she was a Black woman, and just reading about her accomplishments and just what she's meant to the makeup industry, that's why I have all the palettes. That's why I have palettes that came out way before my time, and I probably overpaid for them. But you know, as much as I want to be mad at Pat McGrath, like every time I think about this story and just how obsessed I became, I was like, this is really dope. Like, I can't believe that I'm starting to like build this makeup collection and had no idea who she was whatsoever. So regardless of whether or not I collected the palettes or not, I think she's somebody that's very, very important to know as far as this industry is concerned. And I'm really thankful that I learned about her. I will be thankful when that creative and unique color story spark comes back, because I know that she has it. last week I did a palette rotation video, and you know, I used Subversive and I used Decadence, and I was just like, these palettes, Sublime, they're art to me. They are art. And that's not to say that these latter palettes aren't. I just think the order in which they have come out and having such an influx of pink, I'm just ready. I'm ready to move past the rose theme, and I'm ready for something else. I'm ready for what Mama is going to give us this year. You know, it started off with Bridgerton, and that was cool. It's just, I'm just ready for the palettes that I worked so hard to collect. Those palettes, I'm ready for those. Like, those are some unique palettes. The six pans, you know, the six pan Star Wars, the Celestial Divinity. I could go on and on about Pat McGrath and the creativity. I mean, even Subliminal. It's not my favorite mothership because it's so cool, but it's just different. I don't have anything like Subversive or Subliminal. I can't wait. I haven't given up hope, even though sometimes I feel like frustrated, but she's definitely my favorite Black owned beauty brand. Question number 4 is, what is the brand that you won't support because they are not inclusive of deeper skin tones? Okay, this is a great question. I can't say that I haven't supported this brand, but I can say that I have not purchased anything recently from this brand, and recently like a year, at least a year, and that's Hourglass. Now, I do recognize that Hourglass has recently come out with a beautiful ambient palette. It's the number 3. I actually was like, wow, these powders would make a beautiful bronzer for me because that's how rich the tones are. I haven't really watched any reviews by like Vicky J or anyone like that to see like what do people think about the deep palette. I think what kind of rubbed everyone the wrong way was when they came out with the second ambient palette, and it looked very deep in the pictures and the model looked very bronzed. But when Charlotte Holdcroft got a hold of the palette and showed it, it was the photography and the lighting was so deceptive. You know that commercial that's like, don't pee on my leg and tell me that it's raining. Like, if don't tell us it's this when it's not. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I felt about it. It was just kind of like, you did a half attempt to try to cater to people, and that palette still, I don't think, was gonna be good enough for people too much deeper than me, and I'm not deep at all. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that I'll never support Hourglass again. I'm not saying anything like that. But I just think in this day and age with the makeup industry, and when we see the types of models that we have, I mean, there is such range now, and the industry needs to, the brands need to match that. They need to step it up, because there are people of all tones that want to buy your makeup, unless you just don't want a certain tone as your consumer base. I think that's what's disappointing about it all. The unfortunate thing is that, you know, I'm using and working through the makeup that I have. So I'm not going to sit up here and say that I don't use my ambient palette, because I use it all the time. I don't really talk about it all the time. I use my Hourglass blushes and everything else that I have because, like I said, I bought them so long ago. But I think the unfortunate thing is that they do have like that ambient formula, and I can tell you I don't have anything else like that. If you know of any other dupes or anything like that, definitely let me know. But I haven't seen anything quite like it. And I just think with having such a beautiful powder formula, everybody should be able to try it. That's how I feel. Everyone should be able to get their hands on something in that line for them. And so I do hope that they get it together, because even their deepest bronzer barely shows up on me. It's unfortunate. It really is. Question number 5. What is your favorite Black sitcom? So my favorite Black sitcom is Martin. I think I was in elementary school when Martin came out, and it is still just as funny today when I sit and watch Martin. It comes on all the time late. Oh, today's National Pizza Day. Huh? You can have 2.
I can have 2.
August can have 2. You can have 2.
Okay, it's done?
He's done for right now. Yep. These pieces are big as I don't know what. Marky talking about some too. I guess he's hungry, but yeah, I got Indian food. I can't be fooling with the pizza. I'm already off the low carb lifestyle for now. Anyway, Martin, I mean, there's so many episodes I can talk about, but let me just tell y'all some standouts. The Biggie episode, that was classic. Do you need some help? I can. Let me get his pizza. Where was I at? Oh, so the Biggie episode, the episode where his CD player got stolen, and you know, he was accusing everybody. He called this like round table, and it was like New Jack City. That was such a great episode. And Martin played so many characters. Ooh, the episode with Kid from Kid and Play, that was a classic episode. The characters he played, like he had Dragonfly Jones, he had Jerome, Shanae, he played his mom, Bob from marketing. Oh, Roscoe. Roscoe was like the little kid that always had the snotty nose. He played the mechanic. Don't you know no good? I know that like he took everybody for a ride on that show, because in that New Jack City scene, you could see that like Tommy, Gina, Cole, like they were all trying not to laugh. Like I just feel like he totally went off script at times, and like you just didn't know what to expect from him. I just feel like there were so many seasons, and I remember seeing that commercial and he's like, "You go girl." And Gina had on this suit that was like, it was either, I think it was navy, white, and red. It had like these buttons, you know. And Gina always dressed kind of homey, but Pam always looked good. Her hair always looked good. Pam was dope, but Martin used to just trash her all the time. Anyway, yeah, that's my favorite sitcom. I could go on and on about Martin. And that was just a great show, and it was so funny. There's some shows I watch now and I'm like, this was not funny at all. But Martin is not one of those shows where I have those feelings. This question is challenging for me. What would you like to see more of in the Black community? I think that there's always things that can be improved. One of the things that I'd like to see more of is I drive in the city a lot. I spent a lot of time in the city. I taught in Baltimore City for 14 years in different areas. Like I'm right outside of the city now. So there's just so many parts. I see so many abandoned homes, just blocks and blocks and blocks. One of the things I would love to see is those areas to be revitalized. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but like, I'd like to see more of us being the people to revitalize. One of the things that I participated in when I became a teacher is the Teacher Next Door program. And the Teacher Next Door program was funded by HUD. And basically you would live in a target zone that they were trying to build up, and you would get your house for half off. I moved to an area of the city that I really didn't know that well and renovated the house. It used to be an area, I think, that was just very, I don't wanna say wealthy, because I don't know if wealthy is the right word. Maybe like middle class. I kind of think the neighborhood may have been more of a white neighborhood at some point, and there were still pockets very close that still are now, but they're just a pocket. And in Baltimore, and I'm sure this is the case in other cities as well, one block could be cool, the next block is not. And that's how the street I lived on was. Like my block was all right. I'm not saying it was the best, but once you cross like this one side street that was closer to the main street, I would be afraid to live on that block. Like, to be honest. We have some other areas in the city where Johns Hopkins is taking over those areas and building them up. I would love to see more of us occupying those revitalized homes with the abandoned buildings and stuff like that. You need to poop. You're gonna poop upstairs. Can you close my door? Ooh. And I will just give a disclaimer. This is just my own personal opinion and like just what I've seen throughout the years. So if you have a different perspective, let me know, because I love like this type of dialogue. And this is a no judgment zone. I don't have a judgment or anything like that. I just wanted to share that, like that disclaimer, because I'm like, I'm not looking up any research. I'm just telling you what I've experienced and what I've seen. But these areas in the city that I drive through sometimes, there's just so much trash. And I'll watch people, I'll just be behind people driving that just throw trash out on the street, you know, because like there's so much trash out there. Or like when I'm going on certain streets, smaller roads, you know, if you look in the alleys, there's clothes, there's mattresses, there's just a lot of trash. I would love to see those areas get better. Like I said, some are and some just aren't. I just think it's really unfortunate because when I look at those homes, when you see them and they're done up and fixed up, they're huge, they're amazing. And I would love to see the city like turn back into that. I would love to see that. Yeah, I would. Question number 7 is, what does Black excellence mean to you? I really love this question. So a lot of times when I think about Black excellence initially, you know, we think about people who are Black who have done something extraordinary, who have done something outstanding, something out of the norm. There's a podcast I listen to called The Read, and they always have a Black excellence section, which I like listening to because a lot of the things that are being created, businesses, all kinds of things, some of them are started by children, and you're just like, wow, you know, just a lot of facts and things that I didn't know was happening is happening. We have a lot of people in entertainment, musicians, actors, actresses, all of these people who are just really paving the way for the next group of people to come. And all of that to me is Black excellence. But it's also the other people that may not be recognized on a daily basis that are also spokes in that wheel. When I think about Black excellence, it's doing something that's going to increase representation. I can't say it enough. I think it's so important for children to see themselves. When I taught in Baltimore City, my first school was mixed, Black and white for the most part. After that, that was 2 years. After that, pretty much all of my kids were Black. Fast forward to when I ended up leaving the city, and I left the city after Mark passed away, and Mark was my husband. So I ended up teaching right around the corner from my house. And it had been so long since I had taught kids that weren't Black. So my principal is Black, and at the time when he hired me, there was only one other Black teacher in the school. This was the first time that some of my white students had ever interacted with a Black person or had a Black teacher. My neighborhood is mixed, but we've got some old school beliefs. We have some new school beliefs. We've got middle class homes. We have trailer parks. We have it all. We have a very high Hispanic population now as well. What I'm getting to is that having that representation at my school, not just for the white kids to interact with somebody that's African American or that's Black, but for my Black kids. One of my kids' parents told me, she's like, this is when I had my bushy hair. She's like, you know, my daughter really likes wearing her hair natural now because that's how you wear your hair. That like makes my heart melt, like that she felt like that. I like being able to teach the kids about the past. Like my kids are really in shock about Ruby Bridges and how schools were segregated. And I told them, like, if things did not change, I wouldn't even be able to be your teacher. Like, we would not all be together. And if my kids start asking me questions or anything like that, like, we go off. Like, we have teachable moments. And I feel like they feel comfortable with me, even my white kids, to talk to me and ask me questions. And I'm all for it. I love that. That's one thing I love about where I am now. So, in short, or in long, whatever, Black excellence is whatever you're doing on a day-to-day basis to show who you are to everyone, but especially to Black people, because now we know that there are Black people that are in every position. And you know, there was a time where you wouldn't see that. I think it helps kids to have bigger dreams and to know that like there is a chance for them. There's a chance for them to accomplish what they want. You know, and nothing comes without hard work. But if we see one, like that one could be you. And that's the whole point of it. So it's not just the famous people, it's everyone. It's everyone that's doing something, like I said, being a spoke in that wheel. And that's what Black excellence means to me. How do you plan on celebrating your Blackness during Black History Month? I don't. I'm aware of who I am every day. And I don't feel like I need to do it more in this month versus any other time. I think anybody that's Black is aware that they're Black and every day. And, you know, whether it's something that you go through personally or something that you see others go through, we're always aware. That just is what it is. You know, I always want to celebrate who I am and be proud of that. It's not going to be contained in February. You know what I mean? And with that being said, can I rant about the Black collection one more time? Why? That's all. Nobody asked for that. Somebody told me that Bath and Body Works did something with some kente cloth. Hold on. Like, that's not, oh yeah, not these kente prints. I can't, nobody needs that. Nobody needs that. I think when it comes to makeup, it's like, let's just go ahead and be inclusive. Like, at all times. I don't need the Black History Month collection, but I think that the issue is that people don't want to not acknowledge it. And I understand that standpoint as well. I get that too. I totally get that. But I think it's more of how and who's on your team that approved you writing the word Black on the damn makeup. Who approved that? Because if I was on the team, I would be like, I don't know. I just think what people want is just, yeah, it's in the thing. You can go grab it. I'll be right out. I think people just want to be included and not in a special case. Like, I don't need a special release. I don't know. It's kind of a, I don't know. If y'all have some ideas, y'all should put them in the comments because it's kind of a fine line. Does anybody like the Black collection? Y'all let me know that too. Because I'm not judging anybody that does at all. I'm just saying that we didn't necessarily need these carnival rainbow palettes. Like, y'all came out with two, like Uma Beauty had that palette, right? And I think they have had some dark packaging or black packaging. So I'm not talking about that. But then you got the lipsticks in the black packaging, and then you have Morphe with another rainbow palette in black packaging. And I was like, do we need two rainbow palettes? Like, that to me felt like it wasn't even planned. Like, let's just go ahead and put something out there. You know what I'm saying? So that makes me be like, that's kind of like whack. You know what I'm saying? Or lame, as August would say. So that's kind of how I feel about that. I don't feel like I'm celebrating it more than any other time. It's just an awareness that I have, and I'm proud to be Black in all the months. So that's how I feel about that. All right, last one. Oh, look, Bath and Body Works Black History Month line criticized. Bath and Body receives backlash after releasing Black History. Because it's a mess. Y'all know it. Y'all know that's a mess. Everybody know. Everybody know. All right, last question. I'm gonna let y'all go. What advice would you give to the next generation of young Black women? I would just say you can do it. Like, you can do it. That's it. Like, you can. We're out here and we are doing the damn thing. Be confident in yourself. Be confident in who you are. Be confident in how you choose to wear your hair. Let me tell you a hair story real fast. I was nervous about going natural. I had a perm up until I tried to go natural in college, and I didn't want to cut my hair off. So that didn't work. And I went back to getting a perm. I was like, ooh, can't deal with this. You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of the attitude. Can't deal with this, so thick. And I tried to do it again. At that time, I was really working out a lot. And I had this little cute pixie cut that was, you know, straight and part natural. I went to the gym, and when I came home, it was like a little fro. And me and my mom, I said, Mom, we got to cut this off. Like, this little transition situation just is not working. And we cut it off. That was the year that one of my kids was like, you like your hair like that? The hair thing was like a big deal. And I was nervous because people in my family at the time, nobody wore their hair natural. We all had perms. We all had straight perms. You know what I'm saying? So I was worried. Even though I was doing my hair myself, I was worried about what my mom would think. I was worried about, you know, what my family would think. I was worried about it all. I grew it out, cut it off. You know, I loved it. And then I decided to lock my hair. They were this length when I decided to comb them out. And then, like y'all know, I decided to lock my hair in September. So, like, just to be confident who you are. We can do it all. I was always nervous, kind of insecure a little bit. Like, I always wanted to fit in. I think I would tell the next generation of Black women, like, you aren't made to do that. You're made to stand out. You're made to express who you are. You're made to be seen and show others that they can do the same thing. And I think it's so important. So that's it, y'all. I really want to thank Jamie for, again, challenging me, for giving me the opportunity to work with her again, because we did do a eyeshadow formula ranking video. Sometimes I look at that video and feel like I didn't even know what I was talking about, but we'll probably do another one this year, maybe. So yeah, a different kind of video for me, but definitely one that I wanted to do. I think that the questions helped me to be very reflective. A lot of the things, especially that I see when I'm teaching, really tied into the questions, and that's why I really connected with this tag. I feel like in the 19 years that I've taught, I have seen so much. I could tell so many stories, but yeah, Jamie, thank you for pushing me to do this, because I didn't respond right away because I was like, I don't even know what I would say. And I was like, Kara, like, just answer the questions. And so with that being said, again, these are just my opinions. I have no judgment of anybody. And you know that this community that we're all in, and Jamie's a part of it, is very, very, very diverse. And I value everybody, all of you, and all the different races and backgrounds that are a part of this community. So I just want to put that out there. I have connected with so many of you on a very deep and personal level, and I want you to know that you're appreciated, and I do hope that you're able to appreciate my perspective and opinions. And that's it, y'all. So thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for this tag. Jamie's video is going to be linked down below. I do hope this was therapy for you. This definitely was for me. So until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe. Ooh, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow for a birthday purchase or pass. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.